that the Senate determines the allocation of the national revenue among counties as provided for in Article 217 of the Constitution and exercises oversight over national revenue allocated to county governments. I repeat that one. Article 96(3) is explicit that the Senate determines the allocation of the national revenue among counties as provided for in Article 217 of the Constitution and exercises oversight over national revenue allocated to the county governments. That is the Constitution. Furthermore, Article 125 of the Constitution decrees that either House of Parliament and any of its committees has power to summon any person to appear before it for the purpose of giving evidence or providing information. This is exactly what the Senate has been doing and will continue doing. Apart from the clear provision of the Constitution on the matter, the superior courts have made a number of decisions addressing the questions of jurisdiction of the Senate to summon and exercise oversight county governors and other county government officials, and the demarcation of the oversight function between the Senate and the county assemblies. In the High Court petition number 334 of 2016, Kialo Kamina versus Senate and others, the court held as follows on the question of oversight responsibility of the Senate. And I quote, "The Senate and the county governments are to work together to ensure that the purpose of devolution is achieved. The two bodies cannot work separately, and since the county government receives funds from the national level, they cannot check themselves. Accountability has to come from a body not within the county level, thus the Senate." These are the words of the courts. The Supreme Court in petition number 24 of 2019 between the Senate and the Council of Governors and others, while also considering the issue of the mandate of the Senate, the court stated as follows, and I quote, "The purpose of the Constitution is to entrench good governance, the rule of law, accountability, transparency, and prudent management of public finances at both levels of government. Such grand purpose cannot be served if either the Senate or county assemblies begin to develop centers of oversight influence. In this regard, the county assemblies provide the first tier of oversight, while the Senate provides the second and final tier of oversight." This is a pronouncement by the court. In the end, the Supreme Court held that in the performance of its oversight role over county revenue, the Senate has powers to summon county governors to answer any question or provide and requisite information. On this matter of the oversight jurisdiction of the Senate, therefore, the Senate cannot yield or concede. Unless the Constitution is amended, the mandate of the Senate is non-negotiable or discretionary. It is a solemn trust it vested on the Senate, while the Senate will continue to discharge faithfully and without fear or favor. Now, honorable senators, let me conclude by making an impassioned plea to the executive, other agencies of government, county governments, and other persons that it is incumbent on all of us to protect the institution of the legislature, which is the cornerstone of democracy. Holding the legislature to account and requiring the highest standards of integrity is laudable, but it needs to be followed by collaborative action with the legislature itself by favoring the appropriate officers of the legislative arm with information available to the executive and to other agencies so that the legislature can invoke mechanisms at its disposal to take swift and stern action against inerrant members. The executive, as well as other agencies and all persons, should also support the Senate in its oversight role in defense of the devolved system of government, which our people so painstakingly weaved together for themselves in order to address the disparities and inequalities and other injustices of previous centralized constitutional order. I thank you, Honorable Senators. Yes, Honorable Senators, I thought I was very elaborate in this communication. So let's leave it there. Honorable Senators, let's leave it there. Yes, Honorable Senators, the uprising. Now, Honorable Senators, there being no other business on the order paper, the Senate stands adjourned until Wednesday, 27th of August, 2025 at 9:30 a.m.